this was everything for the TCP stuff. The next thing is we need a web server, of course, the WebSocket stuff. So I need two modules for that, which are Express and Socket.io. Express is a pretty famous web framework for node.js, and Socket.io is a pretty famous node module for WebSocket handling. Now I'm on Windows here, so I add just ms vs version because I often do have build problems when installing node modules with npm. I think this comes from the fact that I've installed many versions on this machine so far of Visual Studio. Just add the parameter which is showing which version you're currently using, and you should be good to go. So just add them, and npm install. This takes some time. Alright, done. Let's just go over here and just put this in our app. So the first thing I need is a little library called path from Node.js itself. You will see what we need from this library in a minute. Then you include Express, of course. Just Express. And then you just include Socket.io with IO. No, sorry. Alright. Next thing you need to do is create a app from Express. You do this by simply calling the Express function. So this module just returns a function. We will get into Node module architecture later on, so just do not get confused by this by now. And then we need HTTP, require HTTP, and then create a server, a HTTP server, obviously, out of this Express application. And the next thing we need to do is we need to create, we need to use some middleware. Now, middleware is a concept which comes from Connect. Connect is the framework Express is built upon. And you can think of middleware as, I think they're described as high performance plugins. So what they basically do is you can just let me do it. Can just say use, and you need to give this a function which takes request, response, and next. And then you could, on each HTTP request, all middlewares get called. It's called the middleware chain. And here you could look into the request and do different things with the response, and just end the middleware chain then, or just say next and hand it over to the next middleware and proceed the traversing of the middleware chain. Now, Express comes with some interesting middlewares already. So for example, what we are going to use here is Express Static, which enables the server for taking static files which actually exist in your file system. So you need to tell it where your stuff is located. So for this, I just create a little folder here called static, and then you need to tell it where this folder is. I like to give it the absolute position, and you do this with path. Let's say path join. Then you have this super global, their name, and just say static. So path then joins actually those two paths together. And what you do with this middleware is you just tell it there are static files on my file system, and if someone requests them with their name, actually serve those files. So this just means when I go over here and create new file, say index.html, and say hi there, and then I start up the application. And one thing I forgot is to actually make this thing listen. So you just come over here, say HTTP listen, listen to specific port. Let's just say 80. Then you just start the application, say node app.js, and then all you need to do is you go to localhost. I did this here already. So then just says hi there. It just serves the file we're requesting. You're implicitly requesting a index file here, and it just serves this file because it is connected with our middleware here. Pretty boring so far and not what we want. So let's just extend all this stuff. Let me open the index HTML again and then make it a little bit bigger. So HTML, you just go in the head. And what is so special, or not that special, but what you need to know is that you do not actually need to exist a script physical to make socket.io work. What it does is just it exposes a file for you, and you just need to include it. So this file does not actually exist in our static folder, but it comes with, I could just quickly try to find it. I guess it is no, maybe this one. I guess it's this or this file. So socket.io exposes those files already for you, so you do not need to do it with a specific route of Express. And just go back here. So include this file, and let's just set up the socket client connection first here. So we're the client here now, and just say script types JavaScript, just for the sake of staying at least somewhat cool. We will make the code cool later on, so don't turn off the tutorial by now. And what you need to do here is you simply create a server connection, say just var server is IO connect, and then you just connect to a host. For this, just say HTTP localhost. Really not that important so far. And what I like about socket.io is that you do not have to stick to specific events. You just can say, let me just show you what I mean. You just say here socket on message, then just of course you have the data here, and just console log. We will use the Google Chrome console, just log the data. What you also can do, of course, is writing to the server. Just say emit here. And what you can do is you can also emit virtually any event you want. So just say this and just give him hi there server. Now you need to set up socket.io on the server side, so you go here and all you need to do is you say IO is require socket.io, and then just listen, and then you just give him the HTTP server. Right? And here you can now listen to connections and also to data. And what you of course need to do is you need to come over here and listen for individual connections, so you can listen on the clients for individual data. So you need to say connection and function, and this will give you the socket, and there you just say on message data. Same game as you already saw. From the TCP stuff, so just say here data from socket IO client data, just another greeting message. No, what you need to do here is emit message. Just to make this clear, we need to do this because we told the client in the front end that we're listening for message events. So we just emit that event. So let me oh, I'm sorry. I mixed it up. So we need to do this here because we told the client in the front end to listen for the message event. So we need to emit this event. And this is what I like about Socket IO, because you can virtually emit any event and listen for any event. And this is something you do not have with the simple TCP stuff, but we will get rid of this little problem later. So just wait and see. Of course, we do not need to give it a function. Just say hi there, client. Right. Let's just restart our server. Then you see Socket IO is working. I just move this around a little bit and open the client again. Open the console. Ooh, a problem. Yeah, of course. It's not called socket. Reload. There it greeted it with hi there client, and here on the server side you have data from the socket IO client, hi there server. The last component I want you to look at is called the event emitter. We need this because as you can see here, the handling of the different clients, so from the handling of the socket IO clients and the handling of the TCP clients, it's all a little bit different. You have, for example, you have the possibility to virtually emit any event you want here with Socket IO, but you do not have this possibility with TCP. And later on, when I have the server, I actually do not want to deal with any difference between the different client types. I just want to connect my clients and seamlessly use them all together. And to do that, I need to create a way that gives me the exact same possibilities for the TCP clients as I have for the Socket IO clients. And to do this, we need a module which again comes already with Node. Let me just comment all this out. No, actually, just let it stay in. It's not annoying. All right. Let me just go here, and then I write this uppercase because when you events require this, and say event emitter, because when this is actually a type, as far as you can talk about types in JavaScript, it's the same as it's like you said new date. The same thing is you have to say emitter new event emitter. Of course, what you also could do is just say new, wrap this here and call it like that, but I'm not going to do that. So how does this thing actually work? Well, you basically should already be able to tell how it works. You just can come over here and say emitter on high data. Someone said hi. And then just quickly let's create a interval function and 1 second. And there you just need to tell it which data you're sending. So the amazing JavaScript coder. And that's it. There's nothing more. Someone said hi, someone said hi. Just there's our client and socket.io stuff, but there is our event emitter just working. So the event emitter is basically gives us the possibility to deal with events the way it already is done here with socket.io. And now this looks pretty messy here, and we will just clean all this up in a minute and create the actual application.